Jarrad, Branthwaite, is one of those defenders, 21 years of age, plays for Everton, left-footed player. He can play as a left-sided centre-back, right-sided centre-back, has gonna hit, obviously, make headlines as one of those that Man United is really willing to obviously buy. And he ticks all the boxes of Sir Jim Ratcliffe on what he wants to obviously get into at the club of Man United. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. A very huge boost of him coming to Man United and how United have gone ahead to find a solution to obviously do the needful and obviously get in this deal done in a nick of time. No sooner we head into the summer transfer window. There is a story of Donny van de Beek that has gonna hit to obviously feel like the career of this boy is really shrinking and shrinking every day that really passes by. Continue to subscribe to this channel because we want to hit 17,200 subscribers, so do the needful and obviously subscribe. Now, we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslim is Barak Laufiku. Now, the first person to break a story about Jarrad Branthwaite being linked to Man United was known as Jack Talbot, who is a chief football correspondent for the transfer.com. He said Man United are all in for Jarrad Branthwaite ahead of the summer transfer target, but Man City and Newcastle have emerged as contenders for the England international signature too. That is it. He was the first person to obviously break the story. Then went ahead to get a story coming in from TalkSport that Jarrad Branthwaite is high on Manchester United's list for the summer transfer window, and Everton could be forced to sell him to avoid running into further financial issues. That's what we got in there for you. Then we obviously had a story coming from Fabrizio Romano that interest in Jarrad Branthwaite is there. They're waiting to hear on his valuation and we'll have a decision based on that. So Manchester United are looking in for central defenders, that's no doubt, with rumors bubbling around Old Trafford that Harry Maguire, Varane and Lindelof might be shown the exit door out of Man United. There are rumors that 2 more centre-backs will be signed into the summer transfer window, and maybe the manager will be willing to see to it that he gets in 2 more central defenders. But one of those factors that they must serve all meet, they should be really young to join the likes of Lisandro Martinez and Cambuala to make a very good partnership into that central defense. Now, for me, I've gone ahead to say this story for a very long time, and it's the very first time I'm really doing this story. That's why I've gone ahead to bring up to speed on who really put out the first article and who went ahead to obviously put on others. But he's a very good defender. I've gone ahead to love him. His height, Premier League proven, young, press resistant. He switches play very well to the blind side, and he's a press resistant centre back. He wins set pieces in the final third and the first third of the pitch. That makes him one of the best that we've gone ahead to have in the Premier League, and Man City, Newcastle and other teams interested in him shows you how good the player is and how he is really trying to put in a very huge shift in there for you. So but the big problem is the valuation for this guy, and that's what Fabrizio Romano has come out and really hinted on, that Man United is waiting to know how much they're going to charge this player, and then they'll make a decision on how or when sorry about that, on whether to sign him or not. And Fabrizio Romano is telling us that Everton's valuation for Jarrad Branthwaite is still unknown, but Man United will make a decision once they know of a price tag. Obviously, now the reason as to why a decision is not going to have to be made onto this guy, it's all about United not knowing the price of the lad. Remember, Man United have a budget so far of £100 million minus sales. If they can get in sales of like £200 million, then it will do them very good. But I tell you, Manchester United won't really go high when it comes to obviously signing players like Jarrad Branthwaite, because I've heard I've told you, I've heard that Everton want close to 80 million pounds. Others are saying 50 million pounds. Others are saying 80. So you can't tell me that we should pay 80 million pounds for this guy. That means we are not learning from mistakes. 80 million pounds, you can get in defenders who are even worth than him, because at 80 million pounds, you can get into Debo for 40, and you even sign maybe Bremer or another defender was scouted for 40. So we cannot really get the lion's share of our budget to sign one defender. That is it. I know he's English and they are addicted to obviously getting in English players, but that never serves a better purpose that we'll always want to see at Man United. We need to change that. If when Ineos came in through, lots of things went ahead to change. If he's 50 million pounds 40, I go for him. If he's 80, I move out. But it looks like Man United are not willing to back off, and they're like, we are finding a solution to obviously sign this lad to bring him to the club of Man United. Now, a story was reported by the Deadline Day Live. They confirmed to us that Man United intend to use Harry Maguire as a bait to tempt Everton into selling Jarrad Branthwaite this summer. Obviously, Everton has to sell this youngster. It's no brainer that Everton have to sell players to obviously balance up their books of accounts. And for Jarrad Branthwaite to come to Man United, I think it's a dream come true for any young England player or English player, because these players have grown up seeing United win trophies, and the plan is very clear that it's now a rebuild of youngsters, and we'll be having a chance to see to it that a lot goes his way at the club of Man United, and giving him a chance to come in and play for the club of Man United is really good for him. It solidifies his position into the English national team as a player. So Harry Maguire United is planning to use Harry Maguire as a bait. Will it work? I think there is a problem that we had last year. Harry Maguire said, I'm not leaving this club because of you not compensating my contract. That is it. So I don't know how Ineos are really going to work upon it, but if you get Harry Maguire in, he's valued at like 30 million pounds, Jarrad Branthwaite will obviously come. But the question is, do we ask, does Everton need money or they need a player? You get? So if you tell them we're getting you 30 and a player Harry Maguire, will they accept? I don't think so. I think they'll need the money to balance up their books. That's the amount of money that they will need. I don't think they'll just find themselves really accepting a player who is really in his early 30s, and they're taking a player who is just 21 years of age, and Harry Maguire will want a very huge sum of money. I don't think it will work out well for the club of Man United, for how they plan it like that. I think it's better to sell Harry Maguire to any club that really wants to sell him. Then the rest will be history, and use that money to get in other players. If they don't want to get him in as wanted, then he leaves. We leave him and really work to the next target, because they are very defenders. Remember, when Ten Hag was coming in here, his priority centre-back was Julian Timber, but when Julian Timber backed out of the deal, we all know what happened. You get? We all know what happened. What happened was, we brought in Lisandro Martinez, who proved to us that he's one of the best that would have gone ahead to miss out. So that is the plan, and I tell you, the plan will work out well for the side of Man United. Let's obviously go in for players that are not that expensive. At 50, 40, not bad, but to go in for a defender at 60 million pounds, I don't think it is right. It will affect our budget as a club of Man United. So wait and see how that happens, but that's the plan, to get in Jarrad Branthwaite, obviously reduce the amount they're supposed to be paying. Now we are having Liga Insider. So that's that Donny Beek has picked up an Achilles injury, which has resulted in him returning to his native Netherlands to receive treatment. And this guy's career is really shrinking every other day that passes by, and I really feel very bad of him that he's really going through all that. I think he should really find himself in a better position to put in a shift of real recovery. I don't know what's really eating him up, but it's really very annoying that a player who was one of the best rated in Europe on his verge to join Madrid has found himself in a position of really getting injured. To Frankfurt again, he has found himself injured. He has failed to convince the manager to obviously get to the starting 11. Donny van de Beek is really having a very huge problem, and I don't know exactly what is really going to be happening with his future. So guys, your thoughts on Branthwaite to United plan are welcome in the comment section. But do you think Harry Maguire will accept this time round to obviously come and really be part of this deal? Because last time he said, I'm willing to go to West Ham, but are you willing to pay me the amount of money to compensate me my contract? That is it. So we won't really be wanting to see all those. So I'm calling for your reactions into the comment section below. David is my name. Sign out for now. See you later. Bye bye.